This is the Nigerian Prime Minister at the United Nations. What is he doing over there? Well, he is accusing France of blatantly organizing terrorism in the country. Prime Minister Ali Mohamed Lamine Zain accused France of training, financing, equipping terrorist groups to undermine Niger's sovereignty and fuel internal ethnic conflict. The Prime Minister has gone to the United Nations to accuse France of doing negative things in his country. You're going to watch this. He's not mashing his word, he's telling it as it is.
Moreover, the government of Niger, just like the governments of Mali and Burkina Faso, has regularly brought to the attention of international public opinion the evidence of the involvement of several foreign powers in the destabilization of the AES countries through the support they provide to terrorists. Madam President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, from this very important podium, I wish to unequivocally and strongly denounce the open, undeniable and admitted support by France for terrorism in the Sahel region and more specifically in Niger in particular. This support is a grave concern.
A while back, Niger was run by this man, Mohamed Bazoum. Mohamed Bazoum was a little bit of a dog of France, okay? He was the president, but he was working for the interest of France more than he was working for the interest of the people of Niger. Now, the people of Niger decided to oust him throughout the army, okay? The army general said, we have enough. This person is not working for us, he's working for other people. Let's kick him out. They organized a coup, they kicked him out, but they did not unalive him. They kept him in house prison or house arrest for many months. However, the government of Niger wanted to have a discussion with the ambassador of France in Niger. They invited him saying, come, let's have a discussion because things have changed here. The ambassador of France snubbed him. He refused to go and meet with them. Then later on, they say, because you refuse to meet with us, you can pack your stuff and leave our country. Before he left the country, France sent a message saying that we only recognize Mohamed Bazoum as the president. We don't recognize you. He was democratically elected by the people of Niger. You bunch of soldiers, now we don't recognize you.
And so our policy is simple. We do not recognize the putschist. We support a president who has not resigned, and we remain committed at his side. And we support diplomatic action, and when ECOWAS decides, military action as well, in a partnership approach, which is the one I presented last February.
After that, the people of Niger, the civilians, came down the street asking the embassy and the French soldiers stationed in Niger to pack them stuff and leave the country. France first refused. They resisted. Millions of Nigerians went to the streets asking those people, asking French people to leave. Eventually, they left. France was looking for an opportunity to start a war. It didn't work out. Now, fast forward. Niger has gone to the United Nations to lay a case explaining how France actually nourishes, furnishes terrorism, give them intelligence, weapons, and equipment to go and create havoc in the African country. Listen to this man.
Indeed, since the withdrawal of these troops from Niger in 2023, as he announced, the government has put in place a truly devious and subversive plan to destabilize my country. This plan consists, among other things, of informing, training, financing, and equipping terrorists, making unsuccessful attempts to create the conditions for interethnic conflict in Niger and the Sahel, conducting a campaign of disinformation and propaganda to discredit my country, its institutions, its political leaders, and its army, and maintaining and fueling ongoing political tension between my country and some of its neighbors. To this must be added the unprecedented economic and financial war, which notably consists of France's spiteful determination to sabotage all our development projects by discouraging investors and systematically voting against my country in all international financial institutions, such as the African Development Bank, the World Bank, and the IMF.
So, as you can see, the man claims that France is using disinformation and propaganda to discredit Niger's institution and leadership. So, what France is doing is saying, this is the junta. You know, juntas are supposed to be a bunch of criminals, if not criminals, a bunch of armed people that take power by force. And in most cases, they don't respect those people. They don't get the respect. But you know, just because you don't win power through election doesn't mean that you're not respectable or dignified. Absolutely not. As you can see, Israel is speaking about economic sabotage. So France has gone to the IMF, World Bank, and other banks, asking them not to borrow money to Niger. You see what I'm saying? This is why Africa needs to come together and create their own things. Listen, the African Bank, you heard of the African, it's not even African. The African Bank as the United States of America is one of the biggest shareholders. So even though it's called African Bank, it's not really African. And now France has played its role by going to the IMF and the World Bank, asking them not to give money to the African nation.
Next, the plundering of our resources to the detriment of the Nigerian people and the environment. Indeed, after half a century of exploitation, uranium has brought the people of Niger nothing but misery, pollution, rebellion, corruption, and desolation, while bringing prosperity and power to the French. If you go to Arlet today, all the groundwater is contaminated. This is unacceptable. Furthermore, since the rise of the National Council for the Safeguard of the Homeland and the Nigerian government's decision to exercise its sovereignty over its resources, this government in disarray is trying to drag us into endless lawsuits to halt the exploitation and sale of our minerals. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, I would nevertheless like to say emphatically, far from breaking our momentum, the adversity we are facing has strengthened our conviction and our determination to fight, God willing, until final victory over the terrorists and their sponsors.
Niger has also denounced France's uranium exploitation, stating it's brought misery, pollution, rebellion, corruption, desolation to the Nigerian people. Let me put it this way for you. Niger has uranium. You know what uranium is? This is uranium. It's uranium. Uranium is very important. Uranium is used for cancer treatment. It's used for electricity and many other things. Well, France buys uranium from Niger at a very exclusive rate. Matter of fact, France pays for Nigerian uranium $0.8 for 100 kilograms. $0.8, not even $1. But they pay $200 for 1 kilogram of the Canadian uranium, which is very similar quality. That shows you how much respect they have for Niger. Matter of fact, France colonized Niger because they colonize them, they feel like they can control them. That was allowed by Mohamed Bazoum, the previous president. Previous president had no problem with France exploiting the country. It was no problem. But this new president doesn't want that life. He's a soldier. He said it's about time you stop bullying us around. This is our stuff. It's our riches. It has to enrich our people, not you.
I speak on behalf of the women who were raped and the little girls who were hanged. I speak on behalf of the men who were shot and the resistance fighters who were beheaded. In the name of my country, Niger, I solemnly ask France to acknowledge, to fulfill its duty of remembrance, and to recognize its crimes.
So for greater context, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso have formed an alliance. It's called the Sahel Alliance. You know, Ibrahim Traoré, I know you love him very much, the Malian president and the Nigerian president. They've come together. They've left the ECOWAS bloc. What is ECOWAS? ECOWAS is this country. You see on the map? On the map, show the map. These are ECOWAS. ECOWAS used to be an organization of African in West Africa that used to help each other. But then, like I always say to you, brotherhood has nothing to do with being black. It's not that. It's a lie. Brotherhood is proven. You can't just say you're my brother because you feel like we look alike. No. If people are attacking me and you helping them, you're not my brother. I don't care what color you are. If an Indian helps me while people are attacking me and you mocking me, you're not my brother. He's my brother. Now, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso are the only brothers in Africa. Sorry, forget about all that nonsense. They have come together. They have left the West. Now they're looking into Russia and China. Those are their partners. So the accusation says that France has been giving money, equipment, intelligence services, resources to terrorists so they can create havoc in these African countries. Then they can say, okay, please call us because we have the technique on how to oust these terrorists. So you create fire, then you want to be the, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, fellas. He's not mashing his words. He's very straight. Let me know how you feel about this. It's always a great pleasure. God bless.